All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Aqua who may be listening. This is your brother Batakallah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai. The Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. The title of this lesson is They Already Are. All right, and I was watching the Apostle Ricard the other day, and he was mentioning in his lesson that, these people that offend us, all these wicked ass people, these Edomites, everybody that's against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, of course they're going to receive their ultimate judgment when Yahushai returns. These 2/3 included also Salakia, but these people are going to receive their ultimate judgment when Yahushai returns and destroys this kingdom. All right, but just because Yahushai hasn't returned at this particular time yet to fully, give out their judgment, they're still being judged every day. All right, the Lord is judging people daily. All these people that think that they're getting away with murder, so to say, both literally and figuratively. All right, they're not getting away with nothing. The Lord is getting with these people on a daily basis out here, man. All right, and all you have to do, like the Apostle Ricard said, is turn on the news, and you'll see. All right, there's nothing but death, destruction, and sorrow out here. And when you come into this truth, the Lord tells you all these things that are plaguing the earth. It tells you, what this wickedness, what this wicked vibration that the earth is under. It tells you about all the damage that's causing to the earth, to people, and everything. All right, and we go through the things that we have to go through in this truth for our betterment, but the Lord protects us from a whole lot of things that's out here. And at the same time, all those things that the Lord is protecting us from, he's not protecting these wicked ass people from, man. They're dealing with all of it. All right, so I'm going to bring out these precepts, and Lord willing, it to be edifying. And, as mentioned by the apostle, it's happening right now. All right. Yeah, they're going to get their ultimate judgment and death by pain and thermonuclear fire when Yahushua returns. And then you heathens and you Edomites are going to go into slavery. But they're not just cruising and everything is just sunshine and rainbows on the road to that. All right, they're suffering right now. This is Romans 12 and 19. It says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For so in thou doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good." Now, of course, these people are our enemies, so we're not going to be going out of our way to be rubbing elbows with them or anything like that. All right, but guess what, man? When these people wrong you outside of trying to harm you physically, hey, man, let them have it, man. Deal with their disrespect with a smile. Heap coals on their head, like it says here. Because the Lord is going to get these niggas, man. And that's a part of our faith is it takes a lot of faith not to just take things into your own hands. That's what we've been taught here in this society, to get carnal with people when they offend you, taking matters into your own hands. But when you have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and you're really doing this work and you really believe that you're a man of the Lord, hey, the Lord protects his men. The Lord fights for his men. We are the apple of the Lord's eye as Israelites, not just even as men of the Lord, just as Israelites. All right. And all these things that people do to come against us, in particular as men of the Lord, but also as Israelites, they got to pay for that, man. And you staying spiritual, it shows that you got faith that the Lord is going to come and get these niggas. Now, it's just always a time and a place for everything. So, yeah, it is going to be occasions where you might have to, get physical with one of these people to protect yourself. But outside of that, man, all this punk ass shit that these people do, hey, man, let them have it. Because even if you don't necessarily see what's happening in their day-to-day life, the Lord is really getting with them, man. The Lord is really jacking their ass up. And eventually, when their ultimate demise comes, the Lord is going to allow you to see that too. All right. I've experienced this in my own life. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled." So, a part of our journey in this truth, and a part of our, our learning in this captivity that we're in is we're learning to be spiritual. We're learning to be closer to the Lord. All right. And we're learning to get ourselves right first, because when we're ruling in our kingdom, we're not going to be hypocritical rulers like this Edomite is. All right. Who will hold everybody accountable for their wrongdoing according to him. But, when he's doing the same things and even worse, he never holds himself accountable. All right. And we're not going to be like that in our kingdom, because the Lord is showing us right now how we get ourselves right first. And then once we're right, then it'll be our time to judge these people. All right. And that's when Yahweh Shai returns and sets up the kingdom of heaven. All right. But right now, we need to be focused on getting ourselves right and having faith that the Lord is dealing with these niggas, regardless of if our hand is used to deliver the judgment or not, man. All right. These people are fucking losing, and it's real bad out here. And, the Lord has a hedge of protection on us. Not saying that we're not going to go through things, that we're not going to be inconvenienced, because, Sirach, the 2nd chapter, lets you know that when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. We are going to deal with things. We are dealing with things. It's difficult. But the Lord still has a barrier around us that protects us, more than what these people have out here in the earth that's in the world, man. These niggas that's in the world, they don't got no protection. They can't call on the name of the Lord. They can't pray to the Lord. They can't ask the Lord for mercy. They can't do none of that. All right. And these demons are having their way with them. And just because they can get on the internet and make shit look like it's going great don't mean nothing. All these people are miserable here. All right. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. All these people are mourning. All right. But we're rejoicing because we've turned ourselves in and accepted Yahweh Shai as our ruler. All right. So we're actually rejoicing in this place, even though we're sighing and crying and waiting for it to be destroyed. Hey, man, we got each other. We got this truth, and we're rejoicing in that fact. These people don't got shit, man. This is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them. They shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that Yahweh of hosts hath sent me." So guess what? These people that got us in captivity, and when I say us, I mean all the Israelites, including these wicked ass 2/3 niggas who are getting judged and are going to get judged with these Edomites. But guess what? They Israelites still by blood. So, hey, they're the apple of the Lord's eye too. Now, the Lord's only dealing with the 1/3 and the 144,000, which is a part of the 1/3 right now. All right. The Lord's only dealing with the elect. But, our entire nation is the chosen people of the Lord, including these niggas that don't want to get right on this side. But, the Lord going to straighten them out, and in the kingdom, they'll be cool. But even though, and guess what? Even though these niggas are all wicked and the Lord is jacking them up, you devils and you other heathens still gonna pay a heavy price and are paying a heavy price for touching even 2/3 niggas, man. This Isaiah 43 and 13, it says, "Yea, before the day was, I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it?" So the Lord, nobody is escaping the Lord, man. Nobody's escaping the Lord's judgment. If you violate, the Lord is going to demonstrate what happens when you violate on him, man. And that's just what it is. That's what these people are dealing with. And like I said, It's happening every day. All right. As the apostle said, turn the news on and watch the news. All this wickedness that's happening in the world, the Lord ordained all of that, man. All right. As the scriptures say, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? Hey, the Lord does everything. The Lord creates light and darkness, good and evil. All the things that happen on the earth have to be sanctioned by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai before they take place. Every little thing. A motherfucker get a flat tire is because the Lord made that happen. All right. If somebody's wife commit adultery and leave them, the Lord made that happen. If somebody's child passes away or gets unalived by a stray bullet or whatever, the Lord made that happen. And these people are dealing with that shit, man. The Lord is plaguing them, and he's going to keep plaguing them. It's going to keep getting worse, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the king of terrors, and these heathens know who he is, man. And they fear and tremble when they hear his name. All right, and just us calling his name and calling upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, teaching his word out here in the streets is putting the fear of the Lord in these demons now, man. Not that they're going to get right, but they know that the Lord is coming back and he's going to fucking jack their ass up. And he already is, man. The Sirach 25:13, it says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And you look at all these people and they're fucking bugged out. All right. They're moles. They're transformers. They're pedos. They're just they got all type of mental illnesses. And that when the Hebrew word for heart is mind. All right. The word lab means mind. So all these people are bugged out. All these people are on medication. The Lord is doing that to them, man. And guess what? All these people are dealing with wicked ass bitches that's ruining their life. The Lord is doing that to them, man. And it isn't like how because the Lord will have a man of the Lord dealing with a bitch that's wicked and get her out of his life for his betterment. That's not what he doing for these niggas that's in the world. The Lord is putting these wicked ass bitches in these niggas' life and destroying their whole life with her. The bitch take all the money, take the kids. Nigga might end up going to jail or losing his mind and unaliving himself. This is what the Lord is doing to these wicked ass niggas, man. And he's protecting us from that. Yeah, we go through things as mentioned. We got to go through the straight gate, and we got sins to pay for as well as the hopeful elect. But the Lord still has a certain level of protection on us, man. And we got to remember that. And, all of these things that we're avoiding because the Lord is protecting us, you also got to remember that these other people don't got that, man. They're getting beat up by any and everything out here, man. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. So these people are at peace. That's why I said plague of the mind. These people are bugged out. They're really at peace in this wicked ass kingdom, even though the Lord is jacking their ass up. They're comfortable here to a certain extent. All right, but hey, let's look at the things that the Lord is jacking them up with, because all of these things these people got to deal with. But when you turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord starts to protect you from this stuff. This is verse 23. It says, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. All right. And hey, guess what? Abortion is the number one topic. When it come time for election, that's the number one thing these wicked ass people talk about. All right. Verse 24, it says they kept neither lie. And that's a plague to want to do that. To take your own child and put him to death is a plague, man. And guess what? When these women do that shit, and because a lot of these men push for it too and convince the woman to do it. When you do that, the Lord puts a plague on your fucking mind for the rest of your life, man. All these people be bugged out because they've murdered their own children, man. All right. And especially these women. But like I said, it's a lot of men out here that's convincing women to do that shit too. And the Lord is plaguing them as well. This is verse 23. It says, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, adultery running rampant. All right. But either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery. So, hey, guess what? Even niggas you think is your friend, setting each other up, putting each other to death, robbing each other. You think a nigga is cool with you, you bring him around your woman. Now this nigga's trying to sleep with your woman or is sleeping with your woman. All right, these are things that we don't have to deal with among the brotherhood because the Lord is protecting us, and we don't deal with these niggas, man, because we're not unequally yoked with unbelievers. All right, but you start mixing and mingling with these people too much, and you turn away from the Lord, and all of this shit is gonna come back and get you, and it's gonna be worse. This verse 24 says they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either slew one another traitorously or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception. All right, so this is how all these people act. This is what all these people lean on, think about, and carry out to do. All right, they meditate these type of terrors on one another out here, man. All right, as the ruler is, so is the people. All these people got the mindset of these wicked ass Edomites. And we're about to read it. This verse 25. So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriage, adultery, and shameless uncleanliness. This is what these people are dealing with on a daily basis. And regardless of how comfortable that they might think that they are, this shit is fucking their ass up. That's why all these people are on medication. And that's why all these people are depressed. Like I said, there is a spirit of mourning in the earth. All the mirth is gone. But guess what? The closer we get to the Lord returning, we're rejoicing more and more. Yeah, we deal with the things we got to deal with, but we endure hardness as a good soldier, man. We don't give a fuck. We already know what we got to deal with and what we signed up for, and we do the best of our ability to just take it on the chin, so to say, and keep it fucking moving, man. And we pray that the Lord continues to keep us in that spirit. But these other people that the Lord not dealing with, this is what they got on their plate every fucking day. Every time they interact with somebody, this shit is in the background, man. And that should also let you know to be careful with operating with these people out here in the world outside of on the surface level, because this is what they got in their mind. This list of bullshit. This is what this whole society is based on. All right. So, hey, man, understand that and know that when these people violate you, it is what it is. We got to pay for our sins and we got to go through what we got to go through. But at the end of the day, all these people that violate us are dealing with all this stuff, and the Lord ain't coming to deliver them from that. This verse 27, it says, for the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. All right, so guess what? When we turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and repent, we start to remove these things from off of ourselves, and it's a process of time. All right, you got to put off the old man so that the new man can be renewed, but it's a day-by-day process. It's not overnight. But guess what? The Lord is slowly bringing us up to speed to where we need to be at. And, you know, throughout the journey, the Lord is protecting us. Yeah, we deal with certain things, but we're being protected, man. And you got to remember that. And a part of that protection is that the people that come against us do not get away with doing none of that shit, man. The Lord is fucking them up, even if you don't see it. This is verse 28. It says, for either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. And that's these people, man, pretending to be happy, but everything is fucked up in their life. All right. Verse 29. It says, for insomuch as their trust is in idols which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. All right. And that's what we live in, a world of liars, a world where people will tell you that they're going to do one thing when in their mind the whole time they're looking to double cross you, to fuck you over. They're lying. All right. And they'll look you in your face and do it. OK. But guess what? Let's see what happens. Verse 30, howbeit for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of Yahweh, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly sworn deceit, despising holiness. So, hey, these people get a double dose. One, because they're not serving the Lord, and two, because they're hypocrites and they liars, man. All right, verse 31, for it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly. All right, so hey, these people can't get away. They're gonna get punished for all this shit that they doing. Whether they think that the Lord's not real or whether they think that they found a loophole, none of that shit really matters. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not letting these people get away with none of this shit that they're going through. Just think about it. Somebody come against you. This niggas out here smoking cigarettes, man. Killing theyself every day. The Lord is jacking these people up. It's a motherfucker pulling that. They are taking a cigarette out their pocket, knowing that that shit is killing them, and lighting it up and smoking it multiple times a day. And they can't get the demon off of them even if they want to. The Lord fucking these niggas up, man. And just because it's not a cataclysmic destruction yet don't mean that these people not suffering. And you got to remember that. And you got to know when these people fucking violate or offend you, the Lord said that, Salakia, let me just go and find it. Because you got to know that this is really what it is. This is Matthew 18:6. It says, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. All right, so, hey, man, you got to know that the Lord, when he said that was the truth and that he meant it and that that's what's happening. Because that is what's happening. All right, and guess what? It may not be time for you to see that the person that fucked you over is getting jacked up now, but it's happening. And eventually the Lord will reveal that to you. And the Lord might even allow you to be the instrument that really carries out this person's judgment at the end of the day. But you got to have faith that that's really happening, man. This Proverbs 11:21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. All right, so, hey, man, we going through a lot. It's going to continue to get worse. All right, this place is going to continue to get worse. These people are going to continue to get worse, but the Lord is protecting us, and we're not going to have to endure nothing that we can't, or we're not going to have to deal with nothing that we cannot endure. All right, we just got to keep the faith, stay prayed up, and really trust the Lord. Trust that the Lord has our best interests at heart and that he's going to take care of us and that he's going to deal with our enemies justly, man. All right, because we live in a world where people think that they can just get away with anything and they don't understand the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but we do. All right. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem HaKakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Akwat who may be listening. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. Until next time, Shalom, Ababa Ball.